coming up is Dr. Vincenzo, and he is going to be speaking all about wellness and mental health in the workplace. So Dr. Vincenzo Aliberti, PhD, is an author, keynote speaker, business strategist with 20 plus years of leadership, corporate strategy, organizational effectiveness experience across a variety of industries. He is an author of 6 books. Wow, can I get a clap for that? I've been working on a book for the last 6 years. 6 books, with his most recent one around mental health and wellness, a tool for a good life, being published last year. Dr. Aliberti typically gives talks on integrational trauma, social isolation, addictions and recovery, diversity, equity and inclusion, change, resilience, personal and corporate leadership, and mental health and well-being. He is the founder and CEO of the Peak Success Institute, a coaching leadership organization that changes, motivates, and inspires the world one individual at a time. You guys can help me welcome Dr. Vincenzo. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'll sneak around you.
On December 13, 2003, I was living in Wheaton, Illinois. I was there on a park bench enjoying myself. Everything's pretty cool. I was hammered, drunk, 11:30 at night. And then it happened. I buckled to my knees. And I said, God, today I'm going to live or die. I'm going to live or die. Got up, brushed the snow off. I still remember it. Walked to my home, 1131 North President Street. Took a deep breath and I said, that's it, I'm done, man. No more drinking, I'm done. The backstory to that is that at the age of 7, I found out that my mother was a schizophrenic. Loving mother. She'd do anything for me, man. My father worked 12-hour days, but I was 7 years old. At the age of 10, I remember my father used to have this barrel of wine, Italian Canadians, eh? No stereotype. But he'd take like 3 years to drink it, bring his friends over and whatnot. But at the age of 10, what I would do is I would have a glass every day. And by the way, at the age of 14, I was an alcoholic already. How many here were alcoholics by the age of 14? My sister. And please, don't make the assumption that people that are homeless are the ones that have substance abuse issues. I worked with CEOs, homeless, and everything else in between. Myself, I was a functional alcoholic. At the age of 17, I had a soccer scholarship to Oakland University, went to the national NCAA finals. Played semi-pro at the age of 17 as well. Got my doctorate in economic geography. I studied mergers and acquisitions and foreign direct investment. I was an academic all-Canadian. I published a book, yada, 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 and I can go on and on and on with all my achievements. But do you know what I thought about myself? This guy's a loser. What an idiot, good for nothing. Just kill yourself. I remember going to Chicago from 2001 to the day, December 13, 2003. Over there in Chicago, they had these white lines, eh? And the train I would take every single day to downtown Chicago. I used to love being 200 meters away from the Sears Tower. Now it's called something else. And every day I used to hear people jumping on the tracks and dying. For 2 years I wanted to kill myself. Every night I got drunk and passed out at home. I wanted to be that person. I remember 10 times walking to the railway station, this one specific route. I'm walking, and And I'm saying, that's it, man. I'm done. I'm ready. I was focused. When I'm focused, I'm focused. I didn't know I was so hammered that it stopped running at 10 o'clock and I had to go there 11:30 every night. It's the freaking truth. I'm an alcoholic, man. That's not funny, eh? No. And then I started thinking, if there's one thing that I wanted to share with you, what would that be? If you don't take anything away from my talk, this is it. The mental health is a journey and not a destination. Mental health is a journey and not a destination. And now I'm going to talk about 3 things that I've learned as I've been an executive director of a treatment and recovery center. I've been a senior executive working for global organizations and everything else in between. And I want to emphasize the treatment and recovery center. First one, stigma.
Point it up there. Yes.
There we go. See, a lot of people don't know that much about stigma. That statistic, 88%, National Alliance of Health and Illness, 88% of people that have mental health concerns feel stigmatized. You go, but that's lower. Okay, that statistic's a year old. Knock it by half. That's really high. And I said, let's go across the pond. Mental Health Foundation in the UK, 90%. That's high. And what about this? American Psychological Association, 50% of people that have mental health concerns won't approach their employers. Why? They feel they're going to get demoted or fired. Interesting, huh? Even if you cut those statistics in half, they're massive. But that's only the first element. Then there is psychological safety. How many people here, you're all leaders, how many people in your workforce believe that they're psychologically safe? Not many people, man. Not many people. That's scary. Now, Amy Edmondson, she's a doctor at Harvard. She published her dissertation on psychological safety. And she coined this definition: punished or humiliated, but just bringing up ideas and questions. Imagine someone with mental health concerns asking those questions. That's it, I'm not using the... So essentially, with regards to psychological safety, you have low psychological safety, high psychological safety. Low psychological safety is all about no risk-taking, low problem-solving, fear, blame, and shame culture, right? At one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum, it's all about trust, collaboration, innovation, creativity. And of course, you have everything else in between, right? In the organizations, I'm not saying your organization, organizations that you know of, how much high psychological safety? Wow. Low psychological safety. Everything else in between? That's still not enough, man. Come on. Then I thought to myself, what are the benefits of having lower stigma and higher psychological safety? Well, the benefits are increased collaboration, increased productivity, increased effectiveness, corporate effectiveness, and ultimately lead to your bottom line, right? It's that simple. But then I said to myself, this is not good enough. This is not good enough, just having all these stats and everything. And because I worked in the mental health arena a great deal, especially as an executive director of a treatment and recovery center, they opened up the one in Red Deer. I said, okay, I have all this corporate experience and I have all this other experience, and everything else in between. I said, what's missing? But before I tell you what's missing, let me share this with you. Has anyone heard of the Wheel of Life? Yes. Okay. So different dimensions, the spiritual dimension, career, money and finances, health, and so forth, right? I just finished writing another book, published it just on Monday. It's called Wellness, Timeless Wisdom for Modern Times on the Wheel of Life. It's the interconnectedness of everything, right? And what about the digital side of things? The iPhone, nutrition. I got my 10,000 steps, right? But the beautiful thing about it is that technology is also a wonderful thing. I spoke to a peer support or this specific organization that actually does online peer support grouping, which is phenomenal, right? What's interesting is, now that I mentioned a little bit about the Wheel of Life and the digital side of things, you could have EAP systems, you could have 1-800 numbers. That's good to a certain extent, but you need something more. So what's that third thing? You need someone that knows the landscape. They don't have to be a physician. That's what we do at the Peak Success Institute. We know the landscape. I remember when I was at the Red Deer Dream Center, my last day there, I was there just sitting in my car, just chilling out. And what happened was this guy gave me a call. I said, I just need 5 minutes to chill out. 5 minutes, that's it. I met this guy in a peer support group that I attend on a regular basis, and I sponsor people. The organization's anonymous, hint, hint. Come on, man. How long did it take you to click on that? For the love of Pete. I can't say it because it's anonymous. So what happened was that this guy calls me up. He was on cocaine that night. He was hammered, 6'3", 6'4", entrepreneur. He goes, hey, Vinny, how are you, man? By the way, never call me Vinny. Vincenzo, Victor, Paul, but not Vinny. Hey, let's call him Paul. Hey, Paul, how are you? I'm so glad I got a hold of you, man. I'm so glad. I go, why? What is it, man? How can I help you out? He goes, well, I want to say goodbye to you. Goodbye, what for? Well, I'm in the basement here. I got my noose. I'm going to kill myself. I see this all the time, eh? I speak to people, VPs, homeless, and everything else, more than most people, because I get myself in the roots. I go, hey, wait a second, you can't do that, I said to him. I go, why not? Don't you love your dog? He goes, yeah, I love my dog. You love your dog more than yourself, don't you? He goes, yeah, I do. Well, who's going to take care of your dog? I said to him. He goes, you're right. Who's going to take care of my dog? He goes, so well, how about this? I go, how about you find a place for your dog? In the meantime, I'll be your temporary sponsor. You okay with that? He goes, are you sure it won't be an inconvenience? And I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I'm saving your life. So I said, because I know the landscape, the system mapping side of things, I said, listen, how about this? You find a place for that dog. And how about this? I'll call a detox center. This guy's been in detox well over 15 times. Detox is a place where you go to detoxify your body from all the drugs and so forth. 15 times. I said, I'll call a detox place. I got some connections at a recovery center. I'll call a psychologist for you and this and that and the other thing. Based on what he said, I knew where to direct him really quick. The 4 things are what I'm mentioning to you, but there were 6. You need to know the landscape. 1-800 number and an EAP system won't give you that. You need someone to help you with that. So, my mother, God rest her soul, she passed away January 20th, 2018. Loved her dearly. The last 15 years were special, man. She was phenomenal. What about Paul? He's in a treatment center. He's doing great as well. And myself, I want to share with you that I'm in total peace. In total peace. Where I'm making a difference in everyone's life, as well as my family. I invite you to take the action. Just move the needle a little bit to reduce the stigma around mental health, to increase the psychological safety within your organizations as leaders. And last, whether it's the Peak Success Institute, another organization, that's okay. Just get that connector, someone that knows the landscape. And above all, remember that mental health is a journey and not a destination. Thank you.